Today's video is going to give you the top 5 things that professional Madden players do that average players don't. And really what it's geared toward is more towards a video that's going to help you go from beginner or zero to hero. And what I mean by hero is that you're going to be able to be a top player, hopefully by a result of what we're talking about today. But for those of you guys that are new to the channel, for those of you guys that this is your first video checking us out, I want to encourage you to leave me a comment in this video and just let me know what is something that I can help you with in Madden. And also, if you don't mind, let me know how you found the channel. And if you can give me those two kind of pieces of feedback, that'd be great. That way I can meet you in the comments and we can get going as a team. But anyway, so the top 5 tips. The first thing that I want to tell you is that um, when you're when you're starting out as a beginner and you're trying to close the gap between you and someone that's like really elite, you're trying to get to that ladder. The first thing you need to do is you need to watch a lot of content. And what I mean by that is you need to study the game. You need to become a student. So you need to watch my channel. You need to watch S. Gibbs' channel. You need to watch Z. Farles' channel and other solid channels out there that you can find and just digest a little bit and just try to figure out, what are they doing? What are some of the common themes that I'm seeing from Cody, from Zach, from Steve, from Zan, all those guys that are doing channels? What are some things that they're doing that I could probably kind of apply to my own game? Once you do that, then it comes to our second step. And our second step, I want to just get really practical, get right to the point with you today. Our second step is be intentional with everything. And this is something, if I could point to one thing that I see pro players do better than average players, it is that pro players are more intentional. Okay, at the end of the day, they're just more intentional. And what that basically means is they have a reason for everything they do. Okay, so for example, if you watch a gameplay from me, I'm going to run a couple of plays all game long. And the reason I do that is because those are the plays that I have beforehand decided these are the plays that I'm going to use for this reason. If you ask yourself, gotta stay away from that. If you ask yourself this question, I think this is really eye-opening. Pro Madden players ask why questions, and what I mean by that is they ask themselves, why am I doing what I'm doing in every single phase? So why do I practice this? Why do I use this play instead of that play? Why do I use this tight end instead of that tight end? What is the why behind every single thing I do? And if you ask yourself that question and you combine that, oh shoot, dang it. That was a frustrating play. But if you combine that with the other or not the other question, but with all of your action points, you're going to reveal a lot of inefficiencies. It's going to show you a lot of things that you could be better at. So I encourage you guys to ask that question. I think that question is really valuable in a lot of different ways to making you better. The third thing that pro Madden players do that beginners just really seem to struggle with, in my experience, is that pro players know they're not always going to be on top of the game. And what I mean by that is, I know right now I'm losing 13-0. Okay, I think I've thrown 2 interceptions. I've missed a field goal. Like, it's just been a really crappy first half. And what most people do is they'll do 2 things. They'll either quit, okay, or they'll either quit, they'll give up, or they'll just start kind of screwing off and not really trying to win the game. And to me, that does nobody any good. Nobody's going to benefit from it, And even more importantly than that, you can always come back, and that's a big thing. So the game is not over until it says it's over. And also, even more importantly than that, I think, is there's no reason to not try your hardest. There's no reason to not keep pushing, to keep trying to get better, because it's going to make you better in the long run. And even more than importantly than that, there's been a lot of games where I've actually, I've come back and won. Like this game, I plan to win this game. And that's where you just don't accept defeat. Okay, pro players they never accept defeat until the final whistle blows, and that's something you gotta get in your head, especially from a starting out level. Otherwise, you'll waste a lot of time. You'll waste a lot of time playing games that you're not really trying to win. You're just kind of floating around playing, and you're going to get more frustrated with the game. It's not going to be fun. Okay, so again, let me recap our first three tips, and then I'll give you our last two. Pro Madden players, if you're trying to start out beginner and you're trying to get, trying to close that gap, I recommend watching other people's content and trying to identify commonalities. What are the three things that we all have in common? And if you can identify that commonality, it's going to help you so much going forward. The second tip that we gave you is that pro Madden players are intentional with everything they do. They have a reason for everything. There's a reason. So ask yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing whenever I play the game? If I want to get better, you have to start by asking yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing? The third thing that we just talked about is to never accept defeat. Pro Madden players, one of the things, the biggest gaps is beginner players will be like, oh, well, I'll just get them the next game. There's no next game. There is only this game. There's only this play right now. How can I beat and win and compete and do all of that right now? Okay, that is a critical question that you really do need to ask yourself, especially if you're trying to become one of the better Madden players in the game. And then the number four tip for us, and this is really critical. This is something I think I probably do the best at this one right here. Pro Madden players limit options. They limit their options to enhance their execution. I don't run very many formations. You guys have watched my games. Probably those of you guys that have been watching me for a long time, I don't run very many sets. I just don't do it. And the biggest reason is because I find it helps me execute better. It helps me because I don't even think about it. Like people say, did you check out this or did you check? I if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I wouldn't run anything but the formations that I give you guys. I I I just wouldn't, because to me it's just crazy. Like, why would I deliberate for so long? You got to make quick decisions, and you want to the best way to make quick decisions is to only have to make a few decisions. So I make a few decisions at the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year, I decide what is my offense, what is my defense, what is my system, and then I stick with my system the entire season. Okay, I stick with my system the entire season. That's a critical thing for me. That's something that I think I probably am one of the better ones in the community at doing that. I used to be one of the worst. Okay, so limit options to enhance execution. That's a big thing. And then the last one, and this is probably my opinion the most important one that you can have, and that is that pro Madden players are not just looking for ways to improve their game, they're looking for things to eliminate from their game. So what I mean by that is a lot of people like to add, okay? A lot of people like to say, okay, well what's a good play for this, or what's a good play for that, or what's a good thing for this or that. That's the question that you'll get. And in the reality, I think we should all be asking ourselves the question, what am I doing that is wasting my energy, my time, my attention, all of those things? What can I eliminate that's going to make me a better player? What can I eliminate that's going to make me a better player? That's a question that, my opinion, if you look at the best Madden players, they only run like three formations normally. They normally run about probably at most 10 plays at most, and they just eliminate, and constantly are asking themselves, what am I doing that is wasting my time that I can eliminate? And by so doing, I can then focus better on the execution. Those are the critical things that I would say, the top 5 things that you can do to enhance yourself and go from a zero player to a hero, or a beginner player to a phenomenal Madden player. Okay, guys, so those are the top 5 things. I want to encourage you, if you are new to the channel, to again do me that favor and let me know in the comments what is a couple of things that I that you would like to see some help with in Madden 18, and then I can post some content that will help you. And also, I just want to know, how did you find the channel, and what are some things that you'd like to get out of the channel? Those are essentially the two questions I want you to respond to. So anyways, guys, if you are subscribed to the channel, I really appreciate it, and let me know in the comments what you